Let's now bring everything into view by clicking on all our light bulbs and take a look at our assembly. So the only thing that we're missing here is something to hold our battery in place to prevent it from sliding back. So let's go ahead and model that right now. We'll navigate to a top view and we'll remove the circuit playground so we could see through, and we'll create a sketch on our surface here. So create sketch, choose the surface of that cylinder, and we're gonna start with just a simple rectangle, so R for rectangle, and we'll go ahead and start drawing it. And let's give this a dimension of 10 by, say, 8 looks a little too wide. 10 by 5 looks good, so we'll enter that into place. And let's position this so that it's centered with our origin. Now, because I didn't draw a center rectangle, we'll just hit L for a line, and we'll create a line between these, a diagonal line between these 2 points. Click X to make it a construction line, and we'll put a point right in the middle there by referencing that little triangle. And now that we have that center point, we can just use our horizontal / vertical constraint to constrain that to that center. And I'll hit escape. I'll select the entire rectangle, and I'm going to move that. And if I don't want it to snap, I can just hold the control button to move it into place. And again, I'm not going to go right directly. I'm just going to give it just a little distance behind it, just so that I have a little wiggle room there to get that battery in there, and leave that. And then I'm going to actually constrain it by putting a dimension from the center point to that center line. And we can make that, let's bring this up here. We'll say 23.7 and hit enter. And now that's locked in place. Now I'm going to hit stop sketch. E for extrude, select my profile, and we'll go up, let's say about 4 millimeters, look good. And that'll lock our battery in place. We can also round these edges by selecting them, pressing fillet or F for fillet, selecting each of these edges, and we'll do a 1 millimeter fillet and click OK. And there we go. So our bottom portion of our enclosure is all set. We've got our battery firmly in place, and our battery charger here is on standoffs, and it's also going to be secured in place. And then we have our limit switch here, which we created a housing for it. And finally our circuit playground, which is going to rest on these columns that we made, and they'll be securely in place. So next we're going to go ahead and create the top part of our enclosure.